Welcome back to another episode of Legend of Motherfucking Coming Show. And we dropping tonight because we're going to get into Ricky Smiley, Katt Williams, Richard Pryor, Martin Lawrence, and Jamie Foxx. And the reason why I'm talking about this story is because recently Katt Williams been doing podcasts and he just been letting these niggas have it. He been telling the reality of what niggas will do to make it in Hollywood. And it's the facts. We all see it. Like, for instance, before I get into the story. Now, Kevinhart, I love that brother. If you happen to hear this episode, don't take it against me, brother. Because I'm just stating, stuff that's going on. It has nothing to do with your talent, or nothing like that. Because when it comes to talent and comedy ability, Kevinhart is legendary. We got to give it to him. This ain't what we're talking about. We're talking about how you can be possibly stripped of your manhood if you allow it to happen because of a paycheck. And we all know if you have talent and ability, people are gonna, gravitate toward you. They're gonna like your talent. So you don't have to sell your manhood just to be rich. But these brothers get tricked once they get to California about a lot of these big producers into selling their booty. And, Ricky Smiley didn't like what Katt Williams had to say. So he said, being the first choice for Katt Williams, Money Mike Rowe, and Ice Cube's Friday After Next after Katt called him a lie and says they just changed the role. Now, originally, the Money Mike role was really supposed to be Ricky Smiley, but they said Ricky Smiley didn't fit the description, to play as a pimp. And I believe we just see Ricky Smiley play a lot of different roles, mainly a lot of he played a white boy on the show. He played an old great grandma with a wig on and shit. So when it comes to playing a pimp, I don't see Ricky Smiley having that, that spark that make you want to keep looking at the movie type of feel. So I understand. But anyway, on Thursday, Ricky cleared the air on his morning show, and he tackled Katt Williams' explosive interview on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay. Now, Katt Williams, he snapped on a lot of these niggas. Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Kevin Hart, he gave it to him. But he especially ripped apart Ricky's acting abilities. And if you really look at it, he ain't lying. Ricky Smiley have not been in a lot of movies, man. And the role he played, on that movie, Money Mike, he played basically a Christmas Grinch. Yeah, well, he was breaking in people's houses and stealing shit. He didn't even really have that many words to say in the movie. He just looked like the typical crackhead that'll break in your house and ruin your Christmas. Now, that part, he fitted the description, but as far as his vocals and, standing out with saying lines, if you gotta give Katt Williams credit. Ricky Smiley, that just ain't his forte. Now, Katt Williams claims he drafted a contract that enforced Ricky to wear a dress the next time they appeared in a film together, which was 2008 First Sunday, where Ricky appeared as his female alter ego, Bernice Jenkins. Yeah, you remember that First Sunday movie? Where they had stole that money from the church, and at the end they had to give it back. Yeah, he did. He played a grandma. Now, Ricky Smiley denied that there was any such contract and said the director, David E. Talbert, personally asked him to portray the role in the film, which was produced by Ice Cube as well. Now, Ricky Smiley said Flip Wilson, Richard Pryor, Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx all played female characters in the past, and it didn't disrupt their legacies. Despite Katt Williams hinting it was a down payment to an Illuminati membership. Now, you see, listen to what Ricky Smiley had to say. He basically trying to say, all these comedians did this before me, so it's cool to do. No, I won't give a fuck if it's 1,000. And y'all remember me from when I blow up, because I'm confident that God and my ability going to take me to the top at some point. I don't know what day, what year, what month, but I will get on top of this game. And when I do, I'll be able to look back and say that I'm not wearing a dress ever. I'm not wearing a dress for no role. They got a million roles where a man can play and entertain the world and keep y'all entertained. And wearing a dress is not one. So I do believe that part about breaking a person down. They just want to see every superstar that wants to be big in a dress so they can laugh in their mind like, look at them, look at them. Now, don't get me wrong. They got a lot of white actors that play all kind of roles, transgenders role, gay roles, all that. That's not me. I can't do it. I feel like that has to be in your soul. I know that. That has to be in your heart and your soul to be a gay person or attracted to the same race to be able to do a role like that. I don't see it no other way. Other people might think differently. Other people might say, well, it's just a job. No. I can pick a job where I don't have to shovel shit all day. You pick your jobs. You pick the right job for you. So I'm not buying that bullshit. Now, Kevin Hart was one of the ones to say, I would never ever wear a dress. In an interview, you think I'm lying, go back and Google it. Right after that, he was in the dress and he blew up. And he's been on top ever since. And this ain't to take away from nothing Kevin Hart got, because Kevin Hart is one of the best comedians to ever do this shit. I'm just saying, at some point, it seems like they always try to get all the super successful, funny comedians to wear a dress. At some point, I don't give a fuck if it's just one time, they want to get you playing it. Now, Katt also said that, Ricky Smiley lied about getting stripped of the Money Mike role. But then that's when Ricky Smiley said, I insisted, it wasn't a pimp, it was more like a street cat around the way. But they turned it into a pimp. Now after Katt auditioned, Cuban and producers gave him the part and allowed him to add his own flair to the role. A move that Ricky Smiley said he was agreed with, as it became Katt Williams' breakout role in Hollywood. Why? Because Katt Williams proved when he got on that movie, said, nigga, I'm going to take this movie to the next level. I know y'all might got a script for me, but let me put my touch on it. Let me put my twist on it. And then it's going to be even better. And I ain't going to lie, after that movie, Katt Williams took off. Now, Katt Williams said Ricky, who ended up playing Santa in the movie, got mad and threw a hissy fit about the switcheroo in the middle of while they was filming. Yeah. He said that's why they ended up getting into a fight and everything. Ricky Smiley got so mad that he didn't get that role. Him and Katt Williams got into a fist fight. Oh, yeah. Just like in the hood, when you got two niggas in the neighborhood selling dope, and one nigga find out, oh, this nigga done went from $5,000 to $100,000, and I'm still over here with $500. Now you want to go to rob him, you want to set him up. You want to call the police and set up an undercover sting. Niggas do the same thing in Hollywood. Now, you would think them two brothers would have been like, okay, because that's how I am. If I go to audition for 50 things and somebody else get picked, I'm not going to fist fight you because you got picked. I don't care how much I think I deserve. That is some unprofessional shit. And you know what else that smells like? That's some unconfident. That means you don't believe in yourself because somebody else got a role a particular time. You feel like you can't get another role? You got to keep trying. You got to keep proving yourself. You got to keep getting in their face and keeping on showing them that you got what it takes to make it. And that's the only way you're going to make it. So I'm glad that Katt Williams went on, Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp and spoke about the dirtiness, the evil secrets that's hidden. Because people need to know a lot of this stuff. When you see people on screen smiling and got money, a lot of them did some things that they didn't want to do. That's why we see years later celebrities are being mentally damaged. You end up finding out that they strung out on drugs. You end up finding out that a lot of shit went on wicked behind closed doors that you couldn't imagine. All you seen was them smiling on the screen, acting, telling jokes, and you seen them hopping on nice cars at the award show. But little do you know, behind closed doors, somebody was assassinating booty holes. Somebody was orchestrating, breaking down people's mental health. Somebody was orchestrating, seeing what drug you do when you first get to Hollywood to try to make sure when you do blow up, you lose it all. Or they got something against you that they can expose. Oh, man, everything that can go on, Katt Williams basically exposed on the show. Now, this is what's interesting. Now, when Kevin Hart went on the Breakfast Club in 2015, they asked him, what's the beef between you and Katt Williams? And guess what Kevin Hart said? He said that Katt had flamed out and went crazy on drugs. And, Katt Williams said he's never done a hard drug in his life. I look at Katt Williams, man. I don't think he done no hard drugs either. I think he, smoke weed, drink, and kind of do what we do. It's just that a lot of shit had happened. And, a lot of things, when you find out people are not who they are, sometimes pressure and stress can make you just don't look like yourself for a minute. But you have to regather yourself and know who you are deep down in the core as a person and rejuvenate and, block out the negativity. So when Katt Williams was going through this shit, got locked up a couple of times. They was talking to him about his adopted kids. See, a lot of people don't know that about Katt Williams. Katt Williams was a comedian on the road with adopted kids, with no money, sleeping in his car, with his confidence to believe that he knew he was going to make it. Man, that's a hell of a man. A man that would risk it all to come from where he came from to a whole nother big old state with no money, with but a dream, confidence, and a hard working drive. And you turn it into something that's special. That is legendary. That is the Hall of Fame, like Michael Jordan type of game. Because the average person, when it comes to being able to prevail during poverty and stressing and struggling times, they can't do that. That's something you got to always give extra credit and extra claps for people like that. Because most people, if it's going to take for them to go through struggles to be highly successful, they're not going to do it. They would rather be broke their whole life than to go through some struggles just to get to the top. So when we talk about Katt Williams, when a lot of them know, I'm here to educate y'all, the man slept in his car with kids on the road, show after show, until he made it. And a lot of these comedians, like Steve Harvey was one of them, they knew he was sleeping in the car. You think they tried to help him? Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe he did have a little drug habit or whatever, but he still was a great person. He still was doing good stuff. He wasn't mistreating the kids. He was going through something. He was doing what it took to get out of the poverty. And look now, he on top. All those kids are taken care of. And guess what? I bet them kids love him to death. They remember when, Dad, we slept in the car and we ate chips and Vienna sausage and noodles. We had to get out and use the bathroom late at night, get back in the car and go back to sleep. But at the end, look where we at now, Dad. And Dad, you never left us. No matter how much money you didn't have, you didn't leave us. So for a man to do that, we got to give kudos to motherfucking Katt Williams. We got to. It ain't easy to do. So when a man can come from the bottom with a lot of things against him, a lot of things on his plate that's saying you ain't supposed to make it, and to prevail, that's greatness. That's what you call greatness. So I'm just here to show that this episode, people, it wasn't even funny. It wasn't even to tell jokes. I didn't get it comedic on here. This was educational and motivational. To let you know that there might be a lot of people in your life around you, surrounding you, that don't want you to go where you want to go. Don't even understand your vision and your mission of where you want to go. And you have to separate yourself from them. So you got to focus on what you're trying to do when you believe and don't nobody else believe. Because one thing about life, when you're trying to do something great, everybody ain't going to believe. You got to be the believer when nobody else. You got to keep pushing when everybody count you out and think you crazy and think you wasting your time. And you know that it's elevating and you know things is increasing and you know your productivity is producing. You're going to end up making it. You're going to do something big that people never thought you can do if you can stay persistent and consistent. It's the new year, baby. I told you we talking this shit this year. We talking about how we going to go from nothing to something. We talking about how we going to flip, invest. Yeah, we talking about how we going to ignite all the fire inside of us to be a better and the best person that we can be on this planet. Until the next time, until the next episode, do something with yourself. Do something with your motherfucking life. And you just might be somebody one day. Nickel.